What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy ATM back again with another video. And in today's video, I wanted to discuss with you gentlemen why I think it's important to have self-confidence and self-assurance when it comes to just life in general, but also just being able to look at yourself in the mirror and realize you are that individual, right? I won't necessarily say like I am him type of thing. I think that's kind of played out, but so yeah, I just want to kind of get a little brief video. It's been a little bit, it's been about a week since I've dropped a video for y'all gentlemen. So I think it's important to be assured or self-confident. I personally look at myself and think I am a sexy man, right? People say handsome. I'm a little conceited, if you will, but not to where the point of I'm saying it to everybody and saying look at me, but more of like on a one-on-one level with myself. I'll say it to family members, just to be funny, but it also starts to. The reason I wanted to make this video because it trains your subconscious mind to view yourself as that way when you don't see yourself. So when I'm saying that I look good or I know I look good, I mentally believe that going into the world, right? Going into business or relationships, when I have friends and all that different type of stuff. It's not necessarily saying about the appearance. That's not what I'm really referring to, but just having the self-confidence and believing in yourself is where I'm really alluding to that it's important to have, right? So when we think about it, when we're talking about it from a friend's perspective, you don't necessarily want to be that friend that's very timid, shy, and doesn't come out of their shell, if you will, or reserved when you're just around your close friends, right? You want to be one of the guys, one of the girls, however y'all look at it, and you want to be able to relate to your friends and have a good time and not have it be something where you're not able to either open up or have meaningful conversations or just surface level conversations with friends and not necessarily just acquaintances, but it kind of leads into that as well. So when you're thinking about it from the perspective of friends, you'll have acquaintances and other people that you may know in your mind that you're self-assured, that you believe in yourself, you're self-confident. It oozes that into the people around you. So even if, like, I know that's how I feel, if a friend of mine doesn't feel that way, me being myself, I can ooze that energy, or it comes off to them, and then they can gravitate towards that type of mindset, right? Especially if it's someone I talk to on a regular basis. But I also wanted to put it when it comes to business and being self-assured, when it comes to dealing with managers, or if y'all say bosses, I usually say managers. When your managers, your coworkers, or even clients slash customers, however, wherever you work, being self-confident and being self-assured within your tasks or within your profession makes it easier for people to kind of rely on you, respect you for what you have to say and what you have to put into the world. And basically, it makes it easier for you going into negotiations to make more money, or if you need to go get a different job, that you are confident in yourself that you can get that job once you get hired for that job, or you get acquired for what is the term? I would say that project. That's the word I was looking for. When you get put on that project, you're able to complete the task or complete the project or get hired, just because you are someone that is able to be self confident and you're able to complete the task. Is really what I'm trying to allude to. Sorry, it's been a long day. I wanted to say within relationships or family members, family and friends kind of go together. I would assume you'd be more intimate with family in a way of how you feel, really feel about things. Sometimes you are, sometimes you're not, depending on your relationship with your family. For me, it's more. I'm more self-assured, more reserved to the family just when we're in public, but if we're all just being around family having a good time, yeah, I'm the fun guy, and I'm confident within myself, so I talk trash and just try to have a good time and make life as enjoyable as possible. But that also, like I was saying, how I breathe or ooze energy to other people, will, and I've seen it personally, other people will start to take on what you're passing off or exuding, because they feel more comfortable around you to be someone either they are not or try to be like you. And to give an example, I would say in that particular sense, I have family members who, when I was younger, they were more reserved. They wouldn't kind of joke around and clown around, but as I've gotten older and as I've grown myself, they have been that. They've been more boisterous. Me, my mom and my sisters are always cracking on each other and joking around and having a good time. So when we go around other family members, they weren't used to it in the beginning, but now, as obviously we've grown up, they're kind of taking that on more and cracking jokes, and sometimes you're not ready for it. You're like, wait, what? Who do you think you are? But you have a good time with them, and that self assurance and self confidence breathes into other people, especially when they're not that with which you are. And the last thing I would say, to kind of wrap this video up, being self assured when it comes to relationships. I know a lot of guys either are single or MGTOW or passport bros, or in the dating scene, if you will. Having self-confidence and being self-assured in what you bring to the table and who you are as a person really matters to being a leader, being a provider, protector, knowing the people around you know that you are someone that has their back. Or if you have kids, I don't have kids at the moment of making this video, but it's just more about being self-assured or self-confident within how you approach life and how you move and how you walk and talk. And I'll speak more on the masculine side, is that kind of, I don't want to keep saying ooze, but that comes off as sexy, or that comes off as nice. I'll use nice. I can't think of a different term or synonym for that. How females view men who are self-assured is that you won't take any, shit. You are confident enough to walk away from a situation. I'm looking for the words to kind of wrap this up, but I would say, when you're dealing with relationships or dating, you have to be, when it comes to self-confidence, you have to understand that you are that man with which these women are looking for. Personally, because I'm more of a stockier built type of guy, slimming down, but that takes time. And obviously within the face, haircut, and how I look, the features, I'm relatively attractive. I'm not the best looking dude, and I don't ever try to be. I'm not trying to, looks max or BGQ model. I don't care about none of that. But I know that I look good to the average and above average woman, and gorgeous women, if you will, depending on their imprint. But I personally believe that I am confident enough to get these women if I really wanted to, but I don't. That's a different story for a different day. But to relate it back to y'all gentlemen, is you have to know that at the end of the day, you are confident enough, not only when it comes to your friends, right, to be a part of the group, family members, to be someone that people look to and have a good time with, or someone that they can lean on and when times are tough. And then when it comes to relationships, it's a combination of all that I've said, kind of being the jack of all trades and knowing that woman sees you as her man and not someone that she's just with for the time being. When these women look at you, they look at someone they truly want to be with long term, because this man is going to, this man has goals, and he knows he's confident with what he says. So there's not really much for them, to look for elsewhere. Will they? I'm not sure. Probably. They'll try to. That's just what women do nowadays. That's a different story for a different day, right? Not really much of that, the relationship stuff too much at the moment. I do pay attention to it, when it comes to being in different groups and listening to what people are talking about. But I just want to come on here and just say to be confident in yourself. That takes time. If you're really looking for a step-by-step task, I say it takes time. It's looking at yourself in the mirror, building yourself up to be the best version when it comes to your facial features. Obviously, if you can grow a beard, grow it. If you can get one of the really thick ones, if you can't, if you can just have sideburns or goatee, make sure it's sharp. Get a haircut once a month. That's what I usually do. Twice a week. Once every 2 weeks, I'm sorry. Once every 2 weeks. If you do it every week, do it. I'm not really, I pay like $35. I don't really want to pay $35 every week. That's $70 2 weeks. That's $140 a month. No, I'm okay with that. I'll take my $35 a month. Look a little scruffy, for a little while, but I don't really care too much, right? For me, it doesn't change who I look like. I'm not going from this to like Wildebeest, Nightcrawler from X-Men. I'm not looking like that. I would say also getting the best body. I can talk about body game in a different video. If y'all like to have me give my thought process on it, I would definitely do it. I might do it anyway. Make it for a different video. And having game when it comes to talking to women, or being confident when you're either spitting game or just having a good time and being charismatic. I might make a video on that too. But and then just how you approach life. If you have a relationship with God, looking towards Him and getting to goals, and once you accomplish those goals, giving yourself a sense of satisfaction for achieving them and continuing on, right? Saying you are that dude. Obviously telling yourself you love yourself, right? I love myself. I don't have to say it all the time, but it's just knowing that you are confident within the human being, within the vessel that you are, as a spirit, and not necessarily relying on outside factors to change who you are. They may alter certain things, but they're not going to obviously change it. But that's it, ATM fam. If you want me to dive deep more into the self-confidence thing, like a step-by-step process, I can. I didn't really think to do that for this video. I just wanted to give it a little bit and give it kind of why you should have it. But that's it. Let me know down in the comments below. I'll talk to y'all later. ATM fam, I'm signing out. Peace.